Perfect. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of the CISO webinar. This is our second episode. Today, our guest is Juan Cadena. He's the CISO of the Scotiabank Colpatria in Colombia. And I am the host of the webinar, Juan Allan, once again from Bangkok. So, Juan, welcome. Thank you very much for being in the show today. He's in Colombia, so we have again some different time zone between both countries. Right, so we're going to start talking a little bit about the role of banks in Latin America and in Colombia around cybersecurity. So, Juan, the first question I would like you to help me a little bit would be around with why do you think Latin American banks have become one of the main targets for cyber criminals? And what are some of the most common types of cyber threats that banks are facing in this region nowadays?
Okay. Hi, John. Thank you for inviting me here in this podcast. So actually here in Latin America, I think that cybersecurity have take like a big participation in also in financial um, companies and actually considering the last reports of the regulators and I don't know all the allies that we have here in Colombia and in Latin America, the common threats that we are facing right now are related with supply chain. You know that the third parties are really important to us, and attackers try to vulnerate them. Also, we deal with cyber fraud. That it's also an important threat that we are dealing with right now, and the commons like ransomware, for example. I think that that's the most common threats that we are facing right now here in the financial market in Latin America.
I agree with you. That's Colombia has one of the biggest markets of the financial industries in the region, right? You know, along with Mexico and Argentina, one of the biggest countries in Latin America. So, you know, according to reports, cyber attacks have actually increased or actually have been on the rise, you know, over the last years on financial institutions. So, in your opinion, what specific challenges does Latin America and also Colombia face around banking in cybersecurity, and how do you think banks are addressing this issue in from a local perspective, but also from a regional perspective?
Okay, I think that we are facing different challenges. I'm going to focus on clients. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
so actually right now the big challenges that I think we face in the financial sector related with clients are based more like on social engineering. For example, we also are facing big challenges in phishing and all the kinds of variations it has. And also, we are facing a big challenge related with the exploitability of vulnerabilities in our customers' devices. So what happens right now? Actually, attackers have identified that clients are like an important risk, vector of risk. Okay, so actually they are trying to like use this kind of attacks like phishing, like vishing, smishing, try to try to be like or to be try to contact our clients
Mhm.
and trying to use this kind of attacks in order to steal client credentials, to bypass our multi-factor authenticators, and also what is happening right now is that they identify that it's possible to vulnerate or to use this kind of vulnerabilities in our customers' devices in order to implement, I don't know, any kind of malware. and also this help them to steal this kind of credentials, right? And additionally, they try to pass or try to simulate that they are our customers, clients, our customers team, our sales teams, and they try to steal not only credentials, but also they try to steal personal information from our clients, right? And use this kind of information in order to steal, I don't know, in our cases, to steal the money of our clients, or to use the financial services of our clients in order to make any kind of transaction, right? And what happened right now is that even though these kind of attacks or threats are common, you know that new technologies as AI uh, help them or facilitate them the production of attacks in a fastest way, right? They can use AI to, I don't know, to implement really good campaigns of phishing or vishing or smishing, and the customers think that they are talking with us, but actually they are talking with attackers. So actually, I think that the best thing, the best strategies that you can implement is, first of all, you can use awareness. I think that is awareness to customers is really important, because you cannot control what customers do with their devices, but you can teach them, right? You can teach them what is the risks that they are facing right now. You can teach them how to identify this kind of risk, and also you can teach them how to use their devices in a safety way, and how to prevent this kind of attacks. I don't know, implementing anti-malware solutions. You know that we have a lot of these kind of solutions in the market. And the other thing that we do also is to detect this kind of implement some controls in our IT architecture, in our applications, to implement some controls that help us to identify this kind of threats, right? So actually, you can implement anti-phishing solutions in your websites, and also you can implement anti-fraud solutions or applications. There's a lot of tools that help you to understand when when the clients are facing with this kind of fraud attacks. So I think that that's some of the strategies that anyone in the cybersecurity world can implement right now.
It's a really good answer. I appreciate that, sir. Um, Another question. Colombia is playing, one of the key roles in the fintech landscape development, in Latin America. Colombia is definitely one of the growing fattest fintech environments in the region. From your opinion, how are banks helping the fintech ecosystem develop, or in the other side, they are not playing a good role? What is your perspective from the fintech ecosystem and banks in Colombia?
Yeah, I think that banks are playing an important role in all this fintech environment, because actually, banks have a lot of knowledge, right? They have deal with, or they have an important leadership in our financial market. So actually, they know how customers operate, how customers use financial services. They really know really well how financial services works. And actually, I think that they have an important knowledge in that sector, right? And actually, they understand, in my own opinion, banks here in Colombia right now are understanding that technology solutions is not only an important actor in this financial market, but is like the base. Right now, technology solutions are the base of banks in order to provide good services to the clients. You know that these new technologies, as I told before, the AI networks, social networks, cloud services, all these kind of new technologies have make banks to be aware of and try to implement all these solutions in order to satisfy clients' needs right now. So I think that they understand the importance of technology, and they are working really hard in order to implement these kind of technologies, to update the technology, because you know that financial technologies, I don't know, the core solutions are really old. So actually, it's really hard to migrate to new solutions, but actually, financial companies, specifically the banks, are working really hard in order to improve and migrate to new technologies in order to provide good services and try to satisfy the customers' needs in this moment.
Certainly, a really great answer. Juan, some final comments you want to say to our audience regarding some final conclusions, yeah, about ecosystem, cybersecurity ecosystem in Colombia or in general, something you want to address?
I just want to say that is I think that it's really important that you understand um, what kind of technology you need to implement. You know, we work really hard in order to implement a lot of technology controls in all the technology ecosystem or of any of the companies you work on. But actually, it's really important to address the risk from the client, from the customer side, right? Or even though from the workers side, because actually it does not is not really important that you implement a lot of technology controls if you don't teach people how to use cybersecurity. Because actually the cybersecurity is not only a responsibility from the technology teams from our side, but is the responsibility for everyone that is involved in the environment. So it's really important that you teach people, as I told, it's really important to teach people what is the risk that they are facing in terms of cybersecurity, how to identify these risks when they are exposed to these risks, and actually what to do in case they are exposed to. So I mean, sometimes it's really hard to know what you have to do in case you are a victim of ransomware, for example. So it's important to teach people how to react in that cases, to understand that they have an expert team, a technology team that is really expert in all these kind of cybersecurity things, and to contact us in the case they face or they are victim of these kind of threats. So I just that is like my final comment is teach people what is cybersecurity in a really easy way. You know that we use a lot of terms that are difficult to understand. We deal a big challenge is teaching cybersecurity to people that does not understand our technology terms. So I think that that's really important right now in this world.
I appreciate, sir, all the time and the valuable content and knowledge you share. Just something important, a disclaimer, all the answers given by Juan are personal and don't represent any company or institution. This was Juan Cadena, the CISO of the Scotiabank Colpatria in Colombia, and I am Juan Allan, reporting back from Bangkok. Thank you very much, Juan. A great report.
Thank you.